Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining Renewed Mindset Breakthroughs with Ashley. Happy New Year's. I hope everyone has started off their 2024 just wonderfully, feeling blessed and highly favored. So today I want to talk about vision boards. So do you do that? Do you make vision boards? I got my 2024 one back there. It's the biggest one I've ever made. You know, when I started doing them, it was 2020, I believe. And I would go to a class with my old life coach. And, you know, she would kind of walk you through like writing goals and the different areas of your life, and then have all the supplies like laid out, ready to go. So I would do it, and you know, you always like, oh, I'm gonna eat healthy, I'm gonna exercise, and you know, like beyond that, it's like, well, some of the times it was like, well, I want another child, or you know, in 2020, my big goal was getting my certification in addiction nursing. So like that went on there, but that was something I was already working on anyway. And so like, I never really got good at making them like really goal oriented, just like, oh, this is an inspiring quote or whatever. And so last year, I really, for the first time, like wrote out goals, like really thought about it. You know, and you got to think about like writing out goals. People like, if you don't, you're just going through life. Like, and we're such creatures of habit. You're going to relive the same day over and over again. And next thing you know, those days turn into weeks and months, and it's a year, and you're pretty much in the same spot, you know, about the same size, you're making about the same money, and your day-to-day life is pretty much about the same. Like, if we have to have a vision of where we're going, else you're just going to aimlessly go. Like, if I didn't set that goal to lose 20 pounds last year and then take them steps every day, you know, keep reminding myself, like, why do I want to get healthy? Why do I want to strengthen my body? You know, why do I want to get rid of some of this belly fat? If I didn't figure out what my goal is and why I want to do it, then I wouldn't have lost 20 pounds last year, and I would have just been being the same size again when I woke up January 1st as I did last year. But no, because I set that goal and I worked on it every day, I woke up January 1st this year 20 pounds smaller than Ashley last year, you know? And so, like, we need to have a vision. We need to know where we're going. And then finding pictures to go with that or whatever. So, like, I want to show you last year. So you can kind of see this. Rugged manic, check, did that. You know, I feel like debt-free, it's just so, it's not, your goals need to be specific. They need to be measurable. They need to have a time limit on there. Like getting my passport. I didn't have a time limit on there. And there I was sitting in December like, shoot, never did that one. You know, but read the Bible, wake up early. Here's another one, savings. So it's got like dollars and coins, you know. This is a small vision. Like, we want our visions to be big. You do want it to be like achievable, so you don't look at it and think, oh, I'm never going to get there. But you want it to not be like chump change, you know, something that you can actually work towards to get there. You know, it was a big dream of mine to, you know, go somewhere tropical. Well, I won a trip to Florida. So that's pretty awesome. And then, like, you know, I lost 20 pounds. I got exercise. This is the crazy one here, you guys. Like, this vehicle, it's almost exactly like the vehicle we ended up buying. And when I put this on there and when we bought that, it wasn't because of this picture. It wouldn't, you know, like, that's just, so it's really, okay, so you have your reticular activating system. It's just part of your brain. So you always have this information coming in, like, constantly. Like, I can see, you know, the lights, and I can see the stuff going on around me. You know, I can hear, like, my children off in the distance. Like, my chair's squeaking. What do my clothes feel like on my body? Like, there's so much information constantly being bombarded through all of our senses that our brain has to filter it out. We would just be so overwhelmed all the time with so much stimuli if it wasn't for this reticular activating system. And so what it does is it filters it out. And so it's like, okay, what is important? And then your your brain will filter out everything else, like what my clothes feels like right now, the sound of the chair, like that's not important. What's important is, what am I saying, this moment, what is the next thing, And so your reticular activating system is always at work. You're sitting in the restaurant. You may not hear the conversation going on at the 2 tables over, but your subconscious mind does. When I'm driving down the road, most of the time I'm autopilot. I'm not reading all of the signs or whatever, but like my subconscious brain is like, all of that information is going in, but I'm not consciously aware of it all. So your reticular activating system decides what is important to me. So I buy a sequoia, and then all of a sudden I see all these sequoias on the road, where if I didn't own one, I wouldn't have never noticed those vehicles. Or if I wasn't interested in going to Florida, I wouldn't have picked up on these people having this conversation about this. And so, like, when you're focusing on your goals, then your brain's like, okay, this is important to Ashley. This is something I want to pick up on. So if I didn't have that goal in mind, my brain wouldn't know this is what's important to me, and, show it to me. Show me that person, that opportunity. Like, you would be amazed at the things that can happen. And it seems like it's coincidence. It seems, like you might not think much of it, but your brain is picking up on it because you told your brain that that's what's important to you. And so that's how, like, manifesting, like, you're not manifesting things in your life. You are telling your brain what to notice, and then your brain's putting those pieces together, like, oh, actually, this is something that might be important to you, this or that. And so all of a sudden, you're getting these new opportunities in these new situations because of what you're picking up on. So we need to have a vision. We need to have a goal of, where are we going? What are we going to do this year? Like, do we want to get closer to God? Then we need to wake up every morning and be intentional about getting in the Word, praying. I just started a prayer journal last year. I started with a gratitude journal. Like, first thing in the morning, don't look at your screen. Do not look at your phone. First thing in the morning, your brain is just like, it's so vulnerable to all the information. And we don't want to put everyone else and our happiness and our drive for the day into other people's hands. Like, what those things, like, oh, I see that I got an email from this person, and oh, I'm dreading doing this today or whatever. Like, no, take that beginning part of your day and build into you. Take that time for you and fill your cup up, so then you can show up as a better person. And know where you're going every morning. Review your goals. Think about, the night before. Write down what you want to do. That'll help you sleep more peacefully, and that'll tell your brain, like, this is what we're going to do. Like, set out your clothes for the gym the night before. Or do whatever you can to set yourself up for success that day. Set yourself up for success this year. Think about what, don't make it this big thing. You're not going to lose 20 pounds overnight. It's daily little habits. Daily, bit by bit, day by day. We only get better 1% at a time. We can only take it one moment at a time. And sometimes that's just it. We just got to cling to that moment. And sometimes that's enough, and that's okay. But we also need to have our eyes on the future. Where are we going? How can we be that next better version of ourselves? I hope you guys all have such a blessed 2024. Let's see those vision boards. And yeah, can't wait to see you guys next time.